This is going to be the beginning of a series of videos in which I will cover the user's guide for the Kenwood TH-D75 radio. This is a newly released radio from Kenwood, much similar to the TH, that is D74. Now Kenwood does have a user's manual for this particular radio. The user's guide just covers the basic information on the radio to get you up and running, whereas the user's manual, downloaded from Kenwood itself in PDF format, is more extensive and has much more information. So let's go ahead and get into this right here on K4SRF Ham Radio. Hi, Steve here, Kilo 4 Sierra Romeo Foxtrot. In this series of videos, I plan on going through the Kenwood TH-D75 User's Guide, not the manual, the User's Guide itself. There are two different publications. The User's Guide just basically gives you up and running on this radio, and I'm going to go through each section in the guide itself here. I'm going to make these videos as short as possible, therefore there's going to be a series of them. Now they do have a user's manual. The guide itself is about 62 pages long. The user's manual runs about 132 pages, so it gives you a lot more detail. Let's go take a look at that manual briefly, and then we'll get right into the start of the user's guide. I've downloaded a copy of the Kenwood TH-D75 user's manual from their website. It differs than the user's guide. The user's guide, give you an idea, only has 62 pages in it, and the user's manual has 132 pages. And as you scroll through, which I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but it provides much more detailed information on the radio, its settings, and configuration. So it's free of charge, so it'd be well worth your trouble if you own this radio to go ahead to their website. I'll put a link in the description, and download this particular manual for yourself. You can print it out or just keep it as a digital copy. But again, it goes into much more detail than just the user's guide does. Once we've removed our radio from the box, we're going to go ahead and install in step the antenna, the belt clip, and the battery. Now the book says to do the battery first, but I did the belt clip first before the battery, but that's another story. So let's go ahead and get into it with the antenna. The 75 has got a female SMA mount for your antenna. As you can see, there's a hole in the center there. If there was a pin in the middle of that SMA, it would be an SMA male. Therefore, with an SMA female mount, we need a SMA male mount on the antenna. This is the stock antenna that comes with the radio. If you use a third-party antenna, make sure you get one that has an SMA male connector on it, otherwise you're not going to be able to mount it to your radio. Mounting it to the radio is simple. You just line up the threads and just screw it on in. And that's basically how easy it is to mount the antenna. Now the next step, the manual says to go ahead and do the battery first and then the belt clip, but I went ahead and did the belt clip, and I just wanted to show you it just basically screws into the body. There's some model radios where the belt clip will screw into the battery itself, but you have to either buy multiple belt clips or take the belt clip off and put it on another battery if you want to go ahead and change the batteries out. In this case, as you can see, just basically screws right into the body of the radio itself. Now, the battery, getting to the battery here, this is it right here. Good news is, this battery, if you happen to have a D74 radio, they're interchangeable. The D74 radio and the D75 radio batteries are identical. Basically, this is right here, as you can read information on it. Simply just slides right into place. If you have the belt clip on already, just slide it into place, and it clips right in, and there you go, the battery's in there. Now, if you're wondering how you're going to charge this battery, well, the 74 and the 75 radio, Kenwood, for some reason in their ultimate wisdom, did not include a charger such as as seen here, the KSC25LS charger. Fortunately, this charger is compatible with both the 74 and the 75 model radio. But what they did include, and I've got this one labeled already, is a wall wart with a plug into it right here. And the plug basically will just go right into place on the bottom right here. As you can see the port, just plug it into that, plug it in, and allow it to charge. Now if you do have a 74 with a that KSC 25LS charger, this radio will charge perfectly fine in that radio itself. They're both compatible. I've done it a couple of times on this radio with no problem at all. Now, one other feature that they have on this radio, as far as being able to carry it, is a small notch back here, a small hole that you can actually put a wrist strap in, a belt loop, or not belt loop, but a wrist loop. You can carry it on your wrist with a just angle from your wrist. That's something I've never seen as an option, because personally I'd rather use just a belt clip, just a regular belt clip to keep it on there. The wrist strap, to me, it would be dangling there. You'd bump into stuff, you'd move your arm and hit a tree or a wall or whatever, or you'd sling your hand up and knock yourself in the head. Like I said, wrist straps, personal preference. I personally wouldn't use one. Well, that basically is going to cover everything in this particular video for now. My next upcoming video is going to be covering the key control knob operations and the display of the radio itself. And from there we're going to go into basic operations of the radio. And I'm going to cover this whole user guide from page 1 to 62 in the user guide. Again, I am not going to get into the user manual per se, because it is 132 pages long, very in-depth. You can go to the website and you can download it. If you have the radio, you can download it, or if you don't have the radio and you want to see what options it has, it's free of charge. You can go to the website. I'll include the link in the video here. But we're going to go through, like I said, the whole user's guide by the time this whole video series is over with. Well, until next time, this is Steve. Kilo 4 Sierra Romeo Foxtrot 73.